Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube's history. This is Sean's View Entertainment right here on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe with an explosive update as it concerns Big E's WWE Intercontinental Championship reign and his run coming to an end earlier than expected. And why is that? Well, when Big E won the Intercontinental title against Curtis Axel in November of last year, which is what the world saw on Raw, there was plans set in place for Big E to hold on and go on a long and successful run with the strap. The initial plan was for Big E to hold the prestigious championship until June, July before dropping it. However, now there is rumors that with heat on Big E backstage for the way he's been in the ring, he may now drop the championship either at WrestleMania or a few weeks after WrestleMania. DWN reported earlier last week, which the news broke, which many of you have already read, that there was some concern about Big E Langston busting open other talent during recent matches, and that he was spoken to backstage at the Elimination Chamber about busting open Jack Swagger. Producers spoke to Big E about several spots from his match with Cesaro after last Monday's Raw in Green Bay, specifically dropping Cesaro on his head in his corner and not tucking his chin during the Cesaro swing. With the trend continuing, WWE officials are worried that Big E is going to hurt himself or someone else. It's now being speculated that while WWE still sees a lot in Big E, that Big E must now learn the hard way. And that's the thing that comes with Big E's intensity. And being so, volatile in the ring. Big E Langston, he has that factor about him that he can tune it up, at any time. And Big E Langston is a very physical, a very dominating performer. But sometimes, he goes a little bit too much. He goes over the edge, and maybe he thinks he's in an actual real-life matchup, a real fight. Those kind of things, are reserved for the UFC, MMA, those kinds of things. But for Big E Langston to resort to this kind of stuff, it's not good for him, and it's not good for whoever he's in the ring with, because, it's your job to make sure that you don't intentionally hurt the other superstar. It's your job to make sure that you protect the other wrestler so you can have another match the next night, and so on. So, Big E Langston, must learn that, and you would think being down in NXT that he would have, known what to expect and known what to do in certain predicaments. But I think Big E Langston sometimes gets ahead of himself, and I think that's where Big E finds himself in trouble. Remember, he's still green. He is still young. He's still got a lot to learn. Even though Big E Langston has accomplished a lot of things in his career early on, he still has a long way to go in the development and the establishment of Big E and what he has to give to the WWE Universe. So I hope that, this doesn't, bring down Big E Langston's push dramatically. I mean, I think Big E has, a lot to learn. I think he has a lot to offer, and I think he's only going to get better in time. He'll be like a fine wine. With age, he will only get better, and he will only get bigger. So, your comments and your opinions, and do you think that Big E should drop the Intercontinental Championship due to him being so rough and tough in the ring? Or do you think that Big E should learn from his mistakes? Or should we just brush it off as, well, it's Big E? Subscribe.